Okay, first we will start this chanting, then we will see what is this chanting, what is its meaning, and why we have to chant this. These things we will see later. First, we will start with this chanting. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Iti piso bhagavaraham samma sambuddho vidyacharana sampanno sugato lokavidu anuttaro purisa dhamma sarati satta deva manusanam buddho bhagavati. Namo tassa samma sambuddhassa. Ye cha buddha atita cha ye cha buddha anagata pachuppanna cha ye buddha aham vandami sabbada. Natti me saranang anyang buddho me saranang varang ye tena satchavajjena hotu me jayamangalam. Uttamangena vandehang padapangsu varuttamam. Buddheyo kalito doso buddho kamadutang mama. Buddhang yava nibbana pariyantang saranang gacchami. Swakato bhagavata dhammo sanditiko akaliko ehipasiko panayiko pachattang veditavvo vinnohiti. Namo tassaniyanika sadammasa. Ye cha dhamma atita cha ye cha dhamma anagata pachuppanna cha ye dhamma aham vandami sabbada. Natti me saranang anyang dhammo me saranang varang ye tena satchavajjena hotu me jayamangalam. Uttamangena vandehang dhamman chati viduttamam. Dhammeyo kalito doso dhammo kamatutang mama. Dhammang yava nibbana pariyantang saranang gacchami. Supatipanno bhagavato savaka sango ujupatipanno bhagavato savaka sango nyaya patipanno bhagavato savaka sango samichi patipanno bhagavato savaka sango yadidang chattari purisa yugani atta purisa puggala yesa bhagavato savaka sango ahuneyo pahuneyo dakkineyo anjali karaniyo anuttarang punyaketang lokasati. Namo tassa atta arya puggala mahasangasa. Ye cha sangha atita cha ye cha sangha anagata pachuppanna cha ye sangha aham vandami sabbada. Natti me saranang anyang sangho me saranang varam ye tena satchavajjena hotu me jayamangalam. Uttamangena vandeham sangham chati viduttamam. Sangheyo kalito doso sangho kamatutang mama. Sangham yava nibbana pariyantang saranang gacchami. Vipatti pativahaya sabba sampatti siddhya sabba dukkang vinasaya sabba bhayang vinasaya sabba rogang vinasaya bhavediga yukadayaka sabba lokang hitattaya parittantang banamahe. Samanta chakkavalesu atra gachantu devata saddhammang munirajasa sunantu saggamokadam. Dhamma savana kalo ayang badanta hadamma savana kalo ayang badanta paritta savana kalo ayang badanta. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Bahum sahasama binimita sayudantang girime kalang udita gora sasena marang. Dana didamma vidina jitava munindo tam tejasa bhavatu me jayamangalani. Maratireka sabbaratting goram panalavakamaka matadayakang. Kanti sudanta vidina jitava munindo tam tejasa bhavatu me jayamangalani. Nala giringa javarang atimatta bhutang davaggi chakkamasani vasudarunantang. Mattambuseka vidina jitava munindo tam tejasa bhavatu me jayamangalani. Ukkitta khaggamati hatta sudarunantam davanti yojanapatam gulimalavantam iddi bisankatamano jitavamunindo tam tejasa bhavatu me jayamangalani Katvana khattamudaram iva gabbiniya chinchaya duttavachanam janakaya majje Santena soma vidina jitavamunindo tam tejasa bhavatu me jayamangalani Satchang vihaya mati satchakavada ketum vadabiropitamanam gati andabhutam Panyapadipajjalito jitavamunindo tam tejasa bhavatu me jayamangalani Nandopananda bhujagam vibudam mahittim kuttena thera bhujagena damapayanto Iddupadesa vidina jitavamunindo tam tejasa bhavatu me jayamangalani Duggaha ditti bhujagena sudatta hattam brahman visuddhi juti mitti bakabidanam Jnana gadena vidina jitavamunindo tam tejasa bhavatu me jayamangalani Yetapi buddha jayamangala attagata yo vachako dine dine sarate matandi Hitvananeka vividani chupaddavani mokkam sukham adigamya narosapanyo Etena satchavajjena sotino hotu sabbada Etena satchavajjena hotuno jayamangalam Etena satchavajjena patno ratanatayam Sabbityo vivajjantu sabbarogo vinasatu Mate bhavatantarayo sukhi digayuko bhava Bhavatu sabba mangalam rakkantu sabba devata Sabba buddhanubhavena sabba dhammanubhavena sabba sanghanubhavena Sada sotti bhavantu te Nakattaya kabhutanang papaggaha nivarana Parittassanubhavena hantuno upaddave Devo vasatu kalena sassa sampatti hetu cha Pito bhavatu loko cha raja bhavatu dhammiko Yam dunnimittang avamangalam chayo chamanapo sakunassa saddo Papaggahodu supinang akantang buddhanubhave navinasamentu Dhammanubhave navinasamentu Sanganubhave navinasamentu Akasata cha bummatta devanaga mahitika Punyantanganu moditva chirang rakkantu sasanam Chirang rakkantu desanam chirang rakkantu mamparang Etavata cha ammehi sambatam punya sampadam Sabbe deva anumodantu sabbe bhuta anumodantu sabbe satta anumodantu Sabba sampatti siddhya nibbana sampatti siddhya Idam no nyati nang hotu sukita hontu nyatayo Idam no nyati nang hotu sukita hontu nyatayo Idam no nyati nang hotu sukita hontu nyatayo Sabbe buddha balapata pache kanan chayang balang Arahantanan cha tejena rakkang bandami sabbaso Sabbe dhamma balapata arya satchanan chayang balang Dhamma chakkassa tejena rakkang bandami sabbaso Sabbe sangha balapata vimuttanam chayang balam Sasanassa tejena rakkang bandami sabbaso Imina punyakam nena mame bala samagamo Satang samagamo hotu Yava nibbana pattiya idang me punyakam asavakayang vaham hotu Sabba dukkha pamucchatu nibbana sampacchayo hotu Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. So this today's chanting. So it is Jayamangala Gatha. Last week I think we have chanted Maha Jayamangala Gatha. There is one Maha Mangala Sutta. Mangala Sutta or Maha Mangala Sutta. Maha Mangala means like blessings. What are the blessings that one should have or one should cultivate so that he will be happy, he will be protected, and he will progress in this path. So there are 38 blessings that we remember in this Maha Mangala Sutta. And in Maha Jayamangala Sutta, we commit ourselves to this enlightenment, this liberation of the mind. So this Buddha, Dhamma and Sangha, they represent the liberation of the mind, or the authoritative representation of liberation is by Buddha, Dhamma and Sangha. So we show our faith, our conviction, our confidence in that, and again we develop that confidence. So once, of course, by listening to the wise people, we develop that conviction. And slowly, by analyzing, by comprehending, by understanding, we develop our conviction, our faith, our right confidence in this Buddha, Dhamma and Sangha. So in that way, we progress in this path of mind purification or mind liberation. So that is, of course, in all suttas it is there. In almost all suttas, though Buddha is always like, say, he invites people to come and investigate, but majority of the people, it will be difficult for them because of their intellectual abilities. That may be one reason. The second reason may be they're so busy in the worldly things. If a householder is so busy in the worldly things, then how can he always spend time in knowing, understanding, analyzing, investigating? Only a dedicated people, those who become like full-time volunteers or full-time meditators, full-time, either they become monks or nuns, they will get more time and they can investigate and they can understand thoroughly. But for most of the lay people, the first trigger is always the right faith. If you have right faith, automatically your mind becomes settled down. It becomes more peaceful. The agitation in the mind will come down. And then you will open up towards the teachings given by the masters or the teachers or the monks or nuns. So then slowly you can adopt them in the life, in the lay life also, in the householder's life also. Then you will understand the importance of Buddha's teachings. So in many of the discourses, or I can say most of the discourses, Buddha has delivered or given to the lay people, he always highlights the importance of this right faith. You should have faith in Buddha, Dhamma and Sangha. Then only you can connect to this, and then only you can work on this. And slowly, your subconscious mind also, it starts absorbing the teachings of Buddha. If you have faith, right faith, to percolate into your subconscious mind, and then adopting, practicing the Buddha's teachings become easy. And once you start practicing, then understanding the importance of these teachings also become easy for the householders who are so busy in the household work. There are so many responsibilities of the world. So that's what is highlighted in this Maha Jayamangala Gatha. And in today's chanting, this is called Jayamangala Gatha. There is no Maha here. There is no Maha Mangala or Maha Jayamangala. It is just a Jayamangala Gatha. This is like simply say appreciating, prizing, appreciating, glorifying the different virtues and the value, the abilities and the greatness of Buddha. Not just his supernormal powers. Actually, there are some 9 traits they have highlighted here, they have glorified here in Buddha's personality that has been prized here in this Jayamangala Gatha. But all those things that are not about the supernormal powers of Buddha. It's about his compassion. Through his compassion, how he conquered. Through his wisdom, through his skillfulness. Not showing some divine supernormal powers or some superhuman supernormal powers. No. So always the Buddha's say gathas or sutras or teachings, always like anybody can emulate them. Anybody can follow them. Anybody can say learn from it and absorb those qualities in their life also. That's what is the beauty of Buddha's personality. Though he was having so many supernormal powers, he used them in very, very few situations when when that kind of situation arises, where the exhibition of supernormal powers is absolutely essential. In such a situation only he used to show his supernormal powers. In all other situations, he shows these normal human qualities which are developed to a great extent, like compassion, like maitri, like kanti, patience, all these paramis that you are going to learn, like adhisthana, determination, your wisdom, your truthfulness. Only these paramis are perfections which are very much there in all of us, in each and every human being. Those things only Buddha used to show, so that the people will get inspired with the qualities, not with the person. That is a very objective of Buddha's mission. He wants to highlight the qualities that one can emulate, one can practice, one can develop, and thereby they should get all the success, all the happiness, all the peace, and also the purification of the mind and the liberation of the mind. So that has been very much prized and glorified and appreciated in this Jayamangala Gatha. So it's like, say, some kind of the success. Jaya means like success, the victory, the secrets of victory. The secrets of victory is not your physical might or your, say, supernormal powers or your money power or your, say, kingdom or shoulder or your army. They are not the, say, indicators or the reasons for one's success. The success depends upon one's own mental traits, one's own paramis, how much they have developed the paramis, the mental perfections. That will determine one's success. So that has been explained in this Jayamangala Gatha. Of course, each there are some 9 successes that are explained here, 9 jayas or vijayas, successes, victories are explained here. In 9 situations, how Buddha has become successful, victorious. That has been explained. Each one of them we will see separately in different discourses. In future, we will see, because each one of them require a lot of the background story and all, and it's quite interesting also. Everybody, even the monk or lay people, or anybody can appreciate the story or the background story or the victory that has been achieved, that was achieved by Buddha. What's different kinds of people, different kinds of even the animals also, which are so ferocious, or some non-humans like some asuras or some, even there are some kind of wrong view people in the higher realms also, how he achieved success, how he conquered them with his compassion, with his wisdom, or with his other matured or perfected so-called paramis, the mental perfections. Through his mental perfections, how he could achieve that success, that we will see in the future discourses. That's also quite interesting for everyone. So each one of them we will take in detail and we will discuss. There are some 9 victories. Each one of them, definitely they are very, very quite inspiring, that we will see in the future. Now, in brief, what are these 9 victories? Just for some 4 or 5 minutes we will see, and then we will take up our discussion on some of the other, say, qualities of the lay people, other things that lay people should, or householders should practice, so that they will become more successful and more happy in the life. For the welfare of the householders, there is one more sutta that we will see after this. These 9 qualities of Buddha that has led to the victory, the great victory of Buddha towards different kinds of individuals. The first one that has been prized here is Girimekala. He defeated one elephant, and then Mara. He defeated Mara. Through his perfections, of course, Dana, through his Dana quality, he defeated this Girimekala. And then through Kanti, Kanti means patience. Through patience, he could defeat Mara. So who is this Mara? What is his background? Who is this Girimekala? What is its background? Those things we will see in the future discourses. And Mara, of course, some of you might have heard of this word, this person, Mara. He was like one, say, in Hindu mythology, there is one person by name Manmata, or say, yeah, you can say to some extent we can relate this personality Mara with Manmata. So what they do, they try to pull people, those who want to liberate from this world, those who are meditators, they trap them with these sensual desires. So this Mara also, he wanted to trap this Buddha with the arousing sensual desires in Buddha by sending his 3 daughters, and also with some ferociousness also he wanted to show his superiority, and he wanted to subdue and create some fear in Buddha when he was meditating under Bodhi tree. With his patience, how he could conquer Mara. So that also, tam tejasa bhavatu me Jayamangala. Because of that, so you achieved that Jaya, you achieved that victory. So that we prize, that we adore, that we worship in that way. So we are chanting this sutra to prize the quality of Kanti, quality of Dana that has been prized with regard to Girimekala. With regard to Mara, the quality of Kanti, the patience is being prized in this Gatha. Next, Nalagiri. Nalagiri is again one ferocious elephant. It was so ferocious, and this Devadatta, he was the cousin of Buddha, but he was very, say, humble. He was very loyal to Buddha. But later he developed some kind of jealousy, and he wanted to kill Buddha. So by intoxicating this ferocious elephant, Nalagiri, so when Buddha was, say, going for his alms round, so this Nalagiri was sent to attack Buddha by this Devadatta. So how Buddha conquered that Nalagiri? With his metta, by his karuna and metta, by radiating these feelings of loving kindness towards this Nalagiri, though it was such a ferocious animal and it was drunken now. At that time it was drunken. So he conquered it not with his supernormal powers. If he would have used his supernormal powers, he would have got hold of that elephant and he would have thrown it out of the river. So maybe so many yojanas, so many miles he would have thrown it out, and he would have killed it like anything, Buddha. So he didn't show his supernormal powers, and he didn't show the supernormal powers in a non-violent way also. But he used his metta power, the loving kindness, by radiating this loving kindness, wishing happiness for this intoxicated, ferocious, the very strong, very powerful elephant, this Nalagiri. He could tame it, and it was subdued, and it became very humble, and it started worshipping Buddha. Nalagiri. That is the power of metta. Just to highlight this power of metta, Buddha showed this this loving kindness towards this Nalagiri, and that is also one interesting story that also we can see maybe in one of the future discourses. That is about the third quality that Buddha has shown and that has been highlighted in this in this Gatha or in this Jayamangala discourse Gathas. The first is to tame the Girimekala, and then Mara, how he was tamed, and then Nalagiri, how the Nalagiri is tamed. Mara is, say, actually he's a divine being, just like I told you about this Manmatha, who is a divine person, but still they have this desire for the worldliness, desire for power, desire for sensuality. They want to pull everyone to the sensual world only. They don't like people who want to escape from this sensual world and get liberation. They don't like that. They're not absolutely wrong people, but that is their mentality. Though they were divine beings, they want to pull everyone to this divine world or human world and to make them enjoy these sensual things or this power, divine power or human power. But a matured mind, it always looks for liberation. So Buddha, he could not tolerate that. Of course, he could conquer Mara with his patience and with his intelligence. So though he was a divine being, and this Nalagiri, it's an animal, so even he could tame animals, he could tame the divine beings also. With these parmis, with these matured mental qualities like Dana parmi, like Kanti parmi with regard to Mara, and with regard to Nalagiri, this elephant, this Metta parmi, Metta perfection, by sharing, by radiating loving kindness, he could tame Nalagiri. Next one is Angulimala. Davanti Yojana Patanguli Malavantam. Angulimala is also one ferocious human being. He is not a below human plane, or he was not above the human plane. And he is a human being, but in the human plane, he became such a notorious killer, horrible killer. Like you can say the present day, like say Veerappan, more horrible, more notorious than Veerappan. He used to kill animals, the elephants. He used to kill, no, sorry, he was not killing elephants. He was killing the human beings only. He was killing so many humans because of the commitment that he had given to one of his teachers. He was also his name was Ahimsaka. He was such a non-violent person, and his name was also Ahimsaka. Ahimsaka means like a very non-violent person. But because of some mischief, some kind of misguidance by his teacher and by his other people, he became so ferocious, and he thought that fulfilling the teacher's wish is so important that he could forget about his good qualities, the value of ahimsa, all these things he forgot, and he became like one bandit, or say the killer of the humans, because he wanted to collect 1,000 thumbs by killing 1,000 people, and he wanted to give that as a gift to one of his teachers. So he killed nearly 999 people. And then 1,000 person he was looking for, and his mother, she was so much compassionate and so loving, so affectionate towards her son, that is this Angulimala, and she wanted to save him. She wanted to come and take him to the house. So many kings and so many people, they could not catch him because everybody was afraid of him. He was such a gigantic personality with a lot of power, a lot of physical might. He would have killed so many people if they were planned to catch him. So even the king of that province, King Pasenadi, he was also very much afraid of catching him. Buddha decided that now if he kills his mother, who is going there to protect him or say save him, he may kill his mother. Killing mother is very, very heinous crime. It will lead to his, he will end up in the hells for millions and millions of years. So I should save him in that way, Buddha thought. And instead of his mother to be killed, he appeared in front of Angulimala. Buddha appeared in front of Angulimala. And there Buddha used little bit of human supernormal powers, because that was very much suitable to tame this Angulimala. So Angulimala started chasing Buddha to kill Buddha, so that he can collect one thumb. Then it becomes 1,000 thumbs, so that his mission will be fulfilled by killing 1,000 people. So he wanted to offer that Anguli. Anguli means thumb, finger. Mala means garland. So that's how his name became, because he always used to wear that garland of thumbs. Because if he just hang it over on a tree branch or something like that, the other birds may take away those thumbs. So that's why he used to wear the garland around his neck only. So that's how his name became Angulimala, the person who is wearing the garland of thumbs. So because of that kind of work he was doing, and he was wearing that garland, he was called Angulimala. And when Buddha started, when he saw Buddha, then he forgot about his mother and he started chasing Buddha. When Buddha, as I told you, he used his supernormal powers. Though he was walking in the normal gait, normal speed, he had to run. This Angulimala had to run so much, but still he could not catch Buddha. That was the supernormal power that Buddha used. And he was shocked to see Buddha, that he was walking and he is going in such a speed in that way, he thought. And he started shouting at Buddha. And he was a little bit shocked also. He was a very good runner also. He was having tremendous physical might. Though I'm running like this, but still I can't catch Buddha. Who is he? What he's doing in that way? He started shouting at Buddha. Stop, oh monk, you stop in that way. He started shouting at Buddha. Then Buddha, with his, again, you see the compassion, the combination of compassion, wisdom. So what Buddha says, so, and also supernormal power, what Buddha says, I have already stopped. It is not, it is you who is not stopped. I have already stopped. It is you who is not stopped. In that way, Buddha tells this Angulimala. Then Angulimala, he started thinking. Generally, these monks, they don't say lie. And this Buddha, he is saying that he has already stopped, but where he has stopped? And he is saying that I have not stopped, but I am running. But actually, he has not stopped. So in that way, he started thinking, and then I didn't understand what you say. You have not stopped, you're walking, you're going faster than me, but you're saying that you have stopped. What does it mean? Then Buddha says, I have stopped from killing and all these unwholesome actions, but you have not stopped from this killing and unwholesome actions. In that sense, I told you that I have stopped, that you have not stopped. Then he was an intelligent guy, actually. He was a very sharp student, and he was a non-violent student. Because of some bad karma, he became such a ferocious person. Then he started thinking, yes. So then he requested Buddha, I want to become your disciple. Then Buddha made him a monk, and he became one very, very great disciple. He became Arahant within a few days. And he became one supernormal power. The Arahant with Patisambhidha means like when a very special Arahant. He became a very special Arahant. It's called Patisambhidha Arahant. So in that way, Buddha could convert such a ferocious people like Angulimala. And of course, there are so many stories how Buddha converted, like Alavaka. Sometime back, I told you about the story of Alavaka. He was also a very ferocious person. How he became very good disciple of Buddha. The same way Angulimala also. So see the combination of compassion, wisdom, and in some extreme cases like Angulimala, a little bit of supernormal powers Buddha used to use, and he used to convert people to become liberated people, wise people, great people, compassionate people. So that is about this. Angulimala. Then there is one more story about one very wicked lady. Her name was Chincha. She pretended like one pregnant lady. And when Buddha was giving a discourse in King's palace, she came and she created one kind of scene there that Buddha is responsible for my pregnancy, and he has to be punished. In that way, she started requesting the king. And again, Buddha with his uh, Santena Somavidhan, with his Shanti, with his equanimity, the mind full of equanimity, and again with compassion and wisdom. He says, no, you are the truth, that is not the truth. You know the truth, I know the truth. Why are you lying in that way? In a very equanimous, in a very compassionate way, when he asks, when he discusses that his innocence with that lady, Chincha, then she became, because of his equanimous mind, she became upset. She became upset, her equanimity is lost. She lost her equanimity. The mental balance she lost. And because of the imbalance or that trepidation or that, say, some kind of disturbance in her mind, it led to the disturbance in the body. The body also started trepidating, shaking. And she was, katta means like sticks. She was keeping some sticks in her stomach and she tied it with the cloth. And it became loose because of the trepidation, because of the shaking in the mind. That led to the shaking of the body also. And how she developed that shaking in the mind? Because of Buddha's that equanimity, his equipoise, his mental balance will shake anybody who is a wicked person, who is an evil person. So because of that firmness and equanimity of Buddha's mind, it could shake this wicked lady's mind. Because her mind was shaken, her body also was shaken, and whatever sticks and all that she had tied in her stomach by covering it with some cloth, pretending as if she is pregnant. So all that was untied and it fell down, all those sticks. And she was caught. She's trying to say bring bad name, and she's trying to trap Buddha and bring bad name to Buddha, so that her effort was, it became a failure. So in that way, with his equanimity, with his say upekka and shanti, santa means like shanti, his equanimity and his peacefulness, it has defeated this evil lady Chincha. So that is about, it was also a plot actually created by some enemies of Buddha. They were like, they belonged to some other sect and they wanted to defame Buddha and Buddha's sect. So they created this plot and it was also defeated. By what? By Buddha's superior mind. You see the beauty of superior mind in all these cases. By developing the mind, you see the benefits. By working on the mind, you see the benefits. That's what Buddha wanted to highlight in his teachings and also in the life. His life is his message. By showing the mental maturity or the mental perfection or these critical situations, Buddha could conquer so many people, so many say divine beings, so many animals also, all kinds of beings. He could conquer with his superior mind and with the qualities of the superior mind. Then one more incident about one very good debater. He was very good in arguing and debating, and he was very notorious in that aspect. His name was Satchaka. Mati Satchaka Vadaketu. So he was he was having a lot of course, strong views, but because of his debating abilities, he used to debate with many people and he used to defeat them, and he used to show that his wrong view is superior. Even with Buddha's disciples also, he used to defeat by his wrong views. Then he wanted to defeat Buddha also, but Buddha with his panya, Buddha gives 1 or 2 discourses to the Sachaka, and he was subdued, his arrogance subdued. Again, there are some 2-3 discourses that also we can see in the future. Very interesting how Buddha could subdue this Sachaka. And also there are so many interesting sub stories also in those discourses. Those things also we will see. But here in this case, only with panya and only again with metta and compassion towards Sachaka and with that equanimity, Buddha, he was not disturbed by any of his argumenting or debating skills. With equanimity, with skillfulness, with panya, he could defeat this Sachaka. And he was a very famous this debater in the entire Jambudvipa, the entire nation, in the entire the subcontinent of India. He was very famous and he was very easily defeated by Buddha. And he became, of course, Buddha's follower. That time he could not accept it. And they say, yeah, he again took birth in Sri Lanka after a few years, and then he became liberated. That's what they say. That is about this Sachaka. So what is the parmi? What is the perfection that defeated this Sachaka? The parmi of Buddha that defeated Sachaka. Panya parmi, the wisdom parmi. Panya means wisdom. Through this wisdom parmi of Buddha, he could defeat this Sachaka. Then Nandopananda. There is one more serpent king. He was also one superhuman being. He was a serpent king, the Naga. You might have heard of the Nagas. He was a serpent king, and of course, they were also like above the human plane. There is one plane called Chatu Maharajika plane. They're like divine beings only, but not like your Mahara or some other supremely divine or super divine. No, they are above the human plane. They are called Nagas. And he was the Naga king. His name was Nandopananda. And he was also very proud and arrogant Naga king. And he was also very powerful. And he was having so many supernormal powers. He could become so huge. He could become so small. He could emit the fire. He could emit water. Anything he could do in fractions. What was his power? This Nandopananda. And he wanted to defeat Buddha because he developed some kind of grudge against Buddha and Buddha's disciples. And it happens in the sky when Buddha was traveling along with his disciples, with the supernormal powers. They were flying, they were traveling in the sky from one place to other place. They had to pass through or fly over this Nandopananda's palace, and he was upset. And he invited Buddha and his disciples to fight with him. Then Buddha, Puttena Tera Bhujagena, Dhammapala. Putta means like his son. His son means like his disciple. His name was Mahamoggalana. Mahamoggalana, he was next to Buddha in supernormal powers. He asked this Moggalana to fight this Nandopananda. This arrogant, this proud, this jealous. He's arrogant. He's mainly arrogant, not jealous. He was mainly arrogant and proud of his powers. To fight with this Nandopananda and subdue his arrogance. So then there was one fierce battle. It broke down between this Nanda and this Mahamoggalana. So this Mahamoggalana could defeat him. And before that, many other disciples also, they requested Buddha, we can fight with him. We can subdue him with our supernormal powers. But Buddha, he knew the power of this Nandopananda. So when this Moggalana asked him, then he permitted Moggalana to fight with him. And this Mahamoggalana, he fought with this Nandopananda. And again, there was this very interesting say story is there. It's not exactly story, the kind of the event that happened and how it was described very well in many of the scriptures. The fight between this Nandopananda and Mahamoggallana. And finally, he could defeat that Nandopananda, and again, his pride or his arrogance was subdued. And again, that Nandopananda became disciple of Buddha. That story there, again, of course, the Panya and Iddhi means like supernormal powers, and also the compassion towards Nandopananda, all these things Buddha was having. So he could subdue that Nandopananda. So that is about this matured mind, not only of Buddha, even his disciples. Using his disciples also, Buddha could defeat so many powerful people, powerful beings like this Nandopananda also. Then one more very interesting fight is with one Brahma being, just like Mara is a divine being. And this Nandopananda is also a divine being, just above the human plane. And above these divine planes, there is what is called these Brahma beings. And one of the Brahma beings, his name was Baka Brahma. You might have heard of so many other Brahma beings. One Brahma, many Brahmas, they were actually the followers of Buddha. But this Baka Brahma, he was having some wrong view. What was the wrong view? I am the creator. I am the creator of this universe. Of course, now also there is a lot of that kind of wrong view is still prevalent in the world. That time also it was prevalent. The time of Buddha also. And this Baka Brahma was having that wrong view of that he was the creator. And Buddha, of course, he knew that he is also an intelligent person. Because of this wrong view, he is stuck in this ignorance, and because of that wrong view, it led to all other problems. It leads to all other problems that Buddha knew. So I want to teach him the right view, and I want to protect him by falling down. Because once you are caught with the wrong views, then all other ignorance, all other evil things will start multiplying in your mind. And you may lose that state of Brahma, you may fall down, you may become an animal also. There is a story where one Brahma, he becomes a pig because of wrong views. So that is the problem with the wrong views. So because of this reason only, I named this organization as the Center for Right View Meditations. Right view is so important in the world now. Not now, all the time it is important, but only when Buddha Shasana is prevalent in the world, when even some intelligent people are there in the world, at least a few people are intelligent, then only we can promote right view. Otherwise, very difficult to promote this right view. Or only Buddha should appear in the world to promote right view. So, but once a person understands right view, hooks on to it, holds on to it, and work on that, develop his mind based on the right view. And of course, based on right view only, right speech, right thinking, right goals, right aspirations, right action, right livelihood, right efforts, right meditations, everything he starts practicing, then the path of liberation becomes so easy, so fascinating, so encouraging. That is the beauty of right view. So to teach right view to this Baka person, the Brahma who thought that he is the creator, because of the it's again, of course, it's not like his wickedness. That was the power of Brahmas, where they live for so many millions and millions and billions of years. Everything they see, they arise and perish, and whatever they wish, it will happen. And whatever other people wish, they could fulfill the wishes of so many people in so many ways, but not in an absolute sense. Because of these qualities, these abilities of Brahmas, they think that some of them, they are the creators. And that is what is right, wrong view. And if they hook on to that wrong view, stick on to that wrong view, and get trapped in that wrong view, then they develop a lot of ego, a lot of, so because of that ego, they develop a lot of desires also, a lot of fears also. Once ego starts, then the desires start. When the desires start, then the fears start. then they get trapped in this ignorance cycle or this vicious cycle of wrong view and ignorance. And they, after their lifespan, after their complete completion of their lifespan, they fall into the lower realms. Even they become animals like pigs. As I was telling you in one case, one Brahma becomes a pig because of wrong view. So to teach him the right view, Buddha, he debates with this Brahma. And of course, again, it's a very interesting story and it takes a lot of time. That also we will see in one of the next discourses, next Dhamma talks. So in that way, again, with a lot of wisdom, with a lot of compassion, Buddha could remove the wrong views of this Baka, and he made him the right view person, the right view meditator, or the right view person, and he became the disciple of Buddha. So in that way, this Jayamangala Gatha, Atta Gatha, there are 8 anecdotes that were discussed here. So in these 8 anecdotes, Buddha could say conquer all these people who are not actually, basically they are not bad. Because of, I can say, wrong views only, they became bad. This Angulimala had the wrong view of, I should fulfill the promise that I have given to my teacher. For that sake, I can become violent also. I can kill people also. That kind of wrong view he had, and he started killing people, collecting these thumbs, and to make this garland, and he wanted to offer it to his teacher. So that is one extreme view that has made him one kind of a notorious person, made him to accumulate a lot of evil, lot of unwholesomeness. So Buddha could protect him again by giving the right view to him. And again, this Chincha was also an intelligent lady because of her, again, wrong view that she had again promised this other sectarian people that I will defeat this Buddha. Again, she was proud of her beauty, proud of her intelligence. And proud of her commitment to those other sectarian people. She was so much committed to those people. And again, these wrong commitments, again, they lead to lot of wrong views, and they lose the mental balance, and they generate a lot of unwholesomeness through their actions, through their speech. She was not bothered about lying and cheating. Angulimala was not bothered about killing. Again, all these things are because of wrong view. Mara was not bothered about killing and cheating, though he was a very superior divine being. Again, he was having the wrong view that worldliness only, the sensual pleasures only, these worldly pleasures were only superior. He was having that wrong view. All these cases, Nandopananda also was having wrong view. In all these cases, 8 cases, Nalagiri, of course, the Nalagiri was having, of course, it was an animal. The person behind that Nalagiri, Devadatta, he was having wrong view. So because of wrong view only, the people do all evil, all unwholesome things. So actually, in a way, we can say Buddha had taught right view in all these 8 circumstances, 8 situations. That is the importance of right view. Please understand. Some of you, many of you are here who have completed level 3 also, and many of you are here who are coordinators. And many of you are quite serious in this path of right view meditations. And it has so many dimensions, right view. One by one, we keep on learning in different levels. And of course, through in these Dhamma talks also, we are learning about the importance of right view directly and indirectly in both the ways. So this is what one should practice, one should learn, one should expand the mental horizon based on this right view, and also promote this right view in all possible ways, because learning this right view is one step. Promoting this is again second level of developing this right view, and appreciating the people who are having right view instead of becoming jealous of them. That is one third step. So appreciating right view, promoting right view, practicing right view. In these 3 ways, the people should progress in this right view meditations. All the punyas, punya kriyas, meritorious actions like dana, shila, bhavana, apachayana, like respecting the respectables, vayavacha, service, like our coordinators, they are doing the service. So all these things at these three levels you should fulfill. The parmis also, the three levels you should fulfill. What are the three levels? One level is they should practice by themselves. The second level is they should promote it. They should encourage other people to practice this. That is what is called promoting. And the third level is appreciating these things. Those who are practicing these things, the parmis or the perfections, and the punya kriyas, or the wholesome actions. So all these things will increase one's right view. Whether you practice wholesome actions, whether you practice perfections, parmis, some of them actually overlap. Some of the parmis, some of the wholesome actions, punya kriyas, like dana, shila, they overlap. It's both a perfection and also a wholesome action, punya kriya and parmi. So when you are fulfilling these things, so at these three levels, you better fulfill, practice by yourself, encourage other people to practice these things. Then you are encouraging other people to understand and practice right view, and appreciate, rejoice and appreciate when other people are practicing this. Then automatically more and more people will develop right view in this society, in this world. So that is about the importance of this Gatha. Actually, I wanted to take up one more Gatha, but today we don't have time. Next week we will see that. So yeah, that's about this Jayamangala Gatha. So the 8 things, 8 great victories of Buddha were glorified here, appreciated here, prized here in these 8 Gathas. So in all these 8 Gathas, you should remember that Buddha used his developed mind, matured mind, not his physical might, not his army, not his wealth, not his soldiers, not his ministers. He used his own developed mind to conquer such very, very mighty people, mighty beings. It's not just people, it is mighty beings, whether divine beings, Brahma beings, or even the mighty animals. So he could defeat them with his superior mind only. So that is the beauty of the mind-centeredness. Once a person work on the mind and develop the mind, he could conquer anybody, whatever may be the physical might, whatever may be even the intellectual might also. So such people can be conquered with the developed mind, matured mind. So that is the moral of this, or the message of this Gatha, Jayamangala Gatha. And as usual, if you have some questions, you can ask, and then we'll conclude. In all these 8 incidents, the different qualities one should always look into. Don't see these things as some stories or some kind of, say, some movies and stories. They simply excite us. Suddenly they will create some kind of hero worship, and that is also some kind of intoxication, like this, exciting the mind. These things, to some extent, it will definitely excite the mind, develop some kind of appreciation towards Buddha. But immediately after that, we should look into the quality of Buddha that one should really cultivate, one should really look into. Then only it becomes spiritual. Otherwise, it will become like one say, one mythology, or some kind of story, exciting story. That should not be our intention. Our intention should be whatever we are learning, how it helps me, how these things will help me to develop my mind, to make myself more intelligent, more wise, more peaceful, more happy, more balanced, more established in the right view. In those ways, how these things will help me. In that way only, we should look into all these Dhamma talks. Though sometimes I give some stories, some anecdotes, which may contain some exciting things. Though to create some kind of chanda, some kind of interest in this, those things are there in the scriptures also, in these gathas also. And of course, sometimes I too will give some importance to those things. But the ultimate intention, the final intention should be what I can learn from this, so I can develop my mind. So in that way, if you look into these Dhamma talks, then it will be very useful. It will help you in several ways. Okay.
Vandame Bhanteji.
Yes, ma'am.
Bhanteji, right understanding and right view sometimes I feel like it is overlapping, Bhanteji.
They are same, one and the same. They are one and the same. No need to get confused with right understanding, right view. They are same.
Yes, Bhanteji. Vandame Bhanteji.
Okay. Okay, there is a question here. Vikas Patil, Upasak Vikas Patil's question. Yeah, it's quite an interesting question. What he is asking is, see, the 8 cases they have explained in this Jayamangala Gatha. We are not so powerful people like either Nalagiri or Baka or Nandopananda. At the same time, we haven't become as sincere as those so-called wicked people or unwholesome people. We have not become as sincere as those evil people. Though they were evil, but they became supremely sincere. They become completely surrendered. They become arhants. They surrender to Buddha thoroughly, Dhamma and Sangha, of course, and they completely liberate their mind, and they become wonderful arhants, wonderful great disciples. But in our case, we are neither. We are not so evil also. At the same time, we are not so humble or sincere disciples also. Why is this? This is an interesting question, because when generally after listening to this kind of discourses, we will get an idea that if we become too cruel and too evil, then only we will become too humble and too loyal to Buddha Dhamma. No, that is not the case. Please understand, there are only 8 cases where we can see these extreme qualities. Like say the extremely evil become the extremely intelligent, extremely wise, extremely good. They become like Angulimala. He was extremely evil. He was a notorious killer, and he became a great arhant. So that kind of cases are very few. Generally, we teach this kind of cases just to motivate people. Even such evil people, they can become arhants. They can liberate their mind. They can understand right view and they can liberate their mind. And for normal people, ordinary people, it will be so easy because the mind is full of violence, full of evilness. Such a mind, to convert such a mind, to change such a mind, it is very difficult. Say, for example, Veerappan, a person like Veerappan, because many of you might have heard of this person, Veerappan, especially South Indians. North Indians also may be aware of him. He was there now, of course. Not so many governments, so many chief ministers, even the central government, they could do nothing to catch him or to kill him. Let us say, if Buddha had converted him, this Veerappan, let us say Buddha were there, he would have converted him. Then everybody, they would have developed tremendous interest in Buddha's teachings, for example, and they would have followed Buddha. So just to motivate people, this kind of extreme stories are given in the scriptures, so that not to intimidate you, not to intimidate. See, only in the extreme cases the Buddha's teachings will work. They only become the extreme or great disciples. No, that is not the moral. That is not the lesson that we have to learn from this kind of discourses. What we have to learn from this, even these works, the Buddha's teachings, the right view teachings will work in those extreme cases. Then definitely it should work for me also. I'm not extreme, I'm not a killer, I'm not a liar, I'm not a cheater, I'm not so arrogant and so proud. So it should work for me also. That in that way we should take these things. We should take these discourses. Don't think that only a person who is in the extreme side of the balance, extreme side of the scale, he only can become arhat. No, it's only in some such 8 cases. Here the 8 cases we have discovered, or maybe another 20-30 cases. These extreme things are there. But in the remaining thousands and thousands of cases, it's the ordinary person who became enlightened. Buddha taught thousands of householders, millions of householders. And all of them, they were not extreme like this. They say in the Madhyama Desa, the present day UP, Bihar, part of Nepal and part of MP also maybe. This is called the Madhyama Desa. And this Madhyama Desa, this middle land, they say there were some 7 crore people. Among 7 crore people, 5 crore people, they become liberated. They became Sotapanna, Sagalagami, Anagami, Arahants. So among these 7 crore people, maybe some 100 people or maximum 200 people, maybe extreme people like this Angulimala or Nandopananda or Chincha. The remaining 5 crore people are almost 5 crore people. They were all like you and me only. They were common men only. They were common, ordinary lay people only. Ordinary householders only. The monks also maybe a few lakhs, maybe some 4 or 5 lakhs monks. The remaining 4 crores, some 95 or 90 plus lakhs of people, they were ordinary householders like you only. In that way, so how they become arhants, how they become anagamis, sotapannas, or sagadagamis? They practiced it with sincerity, though they were having a lot of responsibilities, household responsibilities. They understood the things correctly. They could liberate their mind, and they became Aryas. That way, please don't think that only some extreme people they can become arhants. They can become only completely corrupted minds only can become completely pure minds. No, even little bit stained mind also. Then actually it's easy for the average people or the common people. For the extreme people, the Buddhas have to appear. For the average, for the common men, some thorough understanding, some relatively good teachers, some right association, that is good enough to liberate the mind. In that way, there is no need to be upset by listening to this kind of inspiring stories of such notorious people can become arhants. So we should take it in the other way. So even such notorious people can become liberated. Why not me? I am not so notorious. In that way, we should take this.
Thank you, Bhanteji. Thank you.
And yeah, of course, there's so much we can say, explain about this. I think this much is enough at this juncture. So there's something called Kala Niyama. This Kala Niyama means like, so when the time is not so ripened, then it is relatively a challenge to understand Buddha's teachings and to liberate the minds from so on mind. That is the reason, that is the prime reason why Buddha's sasana, Buddha's dispensation was lost for so many years. Only for 1,000 years after Buddha, the Buddha sasana was prevalent in its purest form. They were arahants. say from 500 BC to 500 AD. So that 500, that 1000 years, that Kalanima was there, that maturity was there, that the people were ready during that Kala, that time, to absorb Buddha's teachings and liberate their minds. After that, after 500 AD till now, 2000 AD, let us say, this 1500 years, it was not very matured, very ripened. The time is not very appropriate and ripened, and the people's mind were not like, say, not very sharp or not very intelligent. So in such time, where it's very difficult. And again, they say another 500 years or 1000 years, Buddha Sasana may work. It may not be as powerful as the previous Buddha Sasana when Buddhas appear. When Buddha appeared, or Gautam Buddha appeared. So when Buddhas appear, that time the Kala becomes very, very mature, very, very ripened. The people also quite ripened. During that time only Buddhas appear, and many millions and millions of people will be liberated. And afterwards, the deterioration starts with the mental qualities and the mental abilities. Now, of course, at this juncture, all of you should feel happy that this is again the right Kala. Kala Nema is working now to understand Buddha's teachings. Now, one need not feel that kind of doubt or disappointment whether it works now or not. Definitely works now. One can definitely understand the right view in its different dimensions, and one can develop the mind and purify the mind. That is very much possible now. Okay, next question. There's a question about the hair, the shape of the hair of Buddha. So it's very simple. It is why Buddha have that curly hairs. So after his Mahaparinishkramana by Sveta Kirti, Mahaparinishkramana means like great renunciation. After he left his house, his palace, he cut his hair with his sword, and of course he was a king. He was having curly hair, and after cutting the hair, whatever hair it was there, it remained all through the life. The entire life it remained here, and there was no need for him to cut the hair again or shave the hair, shave the head, because it didn't grow also. The hair didn't grow also. There are some qualities of these Mahapurushas, like the Buddhas, or these great personalities, like long ears and very long limbs, and the flat feet, and then long tongue also. They were having some unique features, some 32 features. So one of them is like this curly hair. The hair won't grow once they cut. After they become Buddhas, it will not grow. So that's why he was having that short curly hair, and other people had to shave their head because the hair will grow, you see. But in the case of Buddhas, it will not grow. There is no need to shave the head. Okay, next question. Again, of course, though these questions look a little simple, there is some message here we can learn from this kind of questions and answers also. What is that we can learn here in this question and answer? There is something called special features for the highly matured minds. And again, these things will develop some kind of inclination towards this maturing the mind or developing the mind. How Buddhas they got this? Not to develop some kind of competition or something like that, or some kind of it's to develop some humble, say, intentions to develop the mind. Of course, I don't say that everybody should become Buddhas, And the idea here is to develop some kind of faith amongst our audience or the listeners towards this supreme enlightenment that is achieved by these great minds like Buddhas. Once you have that kind of, oh, how superior is their mind, even the body will listen to them, even the body is submissive to their superior mind, even the body will exhibit some special features for those superior minds, then you will develop a lot of inclination towards the power of the mind or to develop the mind. So in that way, you should look into this kind of so-called simple questions. Even in the so-called simple questions, there is something that can be taken into the heart. And based on that you have taken into the heart, you can develop the mind. So this kind of power is there in the mind, a superior mind. The body will be always submissive to the superior mind. Superior mind will exhibit superior bodily features. So that kind of understanding you should get. Then the interest to develop the mind, the passion, the liking to develop the mind, it will increase. Okay. Again, of course, as I was telling you, these 3 levels one should work, fulfilling the wholesome actions like dana, shila, bhavana, apachayana, respecting the respectables, the truly respectables, who are seriously working on the mind, seriously developing the right view. And then Vayavacha, serving the people to learn this right view. Dhamma savana, Dhamma desana, teaching the right view, listening to right view, and discussing the right view. Straightening the mind with this right view, the Tijukamma it's called. All these things are wholesome actions, and paramis like again dana, shila, generosity, morality, panya, wisdom, satya, truthfulness, metta, loving kindness, upekha, equanimity, adhitthana, determination, khanti, patience. All these things at 3 levels, all of you should develop actually. Slowly, no force, at one's own pace, at one's own say capacity, we should develop these things. So to help you, we have created different platforms like practice sessions, and then classes, coordinators, volunteers. So next fortnight, I think 21st, we are going to have these classes once in a month. Again next month, almost during the same time. In Hindi, it will be there. So both these things, you can help other people to get this right view by promoting this right view. We can just tell them about these classes so that they can enter into this path of right view. Don't take it don't think that it is sectarian. If you tell this, then some people may think what the other people may think. No, this is right view. It is right for everyone, suitable for everyone. Don't hesitate. Have that complete confidence. So this can be promoted to everyone. This is very important. Mind is mind after all, whether it is a Hindu mind or a Christian mind or a Islam, Muslim mind or a Buddhist mind or Jain mind, whatever it is. So everybody requires this right view. I confidently promote this. Keep that confidence in the mind and promote this. That will become a meritorious action, punya kriya, and it will become a parmi. Again, at 3 levels, you practice this, you promote this, and you rejoice in those who are practicing this. Then it will be complete. Practicing this, wholesome actions and the parmis, practicing this right view. That way we can help at this critical juncture, this COVID time. Mental health has become one very big issue. I see there is no other shortcut. There are so many other shortcuts, but there is no very authoritative way of handling one's own mind other than the right view. other than this right view meditations, right view mindfulness. That way, if you give this best gift to others, then you will definitely get a lot of punya and karma. So that's what I can tell you at this juncture. So if you don't have any questions, we'll conclude with the chanting. There's one question. Wanted to know what is the significance of hair in the process of acquiring particular long hair. So I was telling you about so many things about the greatness of the mind. Forget about only this nonsense of hair and all these things. It has the mind has an impact on each and every atom in this universe. Why are you thinking only about the hair, long hair or short hair? The mind has the power to impact each and every atom in the world. In the Metta Samsa Sutta, and I teach you about the benefits of the Metta. The Metta mind can be protected. The body which is processing, which is having this Metta mind can be protected even from the fire, even from the poisons, even from the weapons, from the accidents. How it is possible? Because the powerful, pure mind has an impact on the body, has an impact on the natural calamities also, nature also. That is the beauty of the mind. That is the power of the mind. Mano Pubbangama Dhamma. Everything arises from the mind. Mind is so superior than all this nonsense of the matter. Matter is so inferior when compared to the mind. If you understand this statement, all these things you can understand. Long hair, short hair, long tongue, long limbs, all these things, the 32 features of the great people like Buddhas, all these things anybody can understand. So you can see, I can give you a simple example. The person who is always ferocious, let us say, always full of anger and jealousy in his mind, how his face will become? His face looks very wretched, very irritable. And how it happens? Again, the power of the mind. If the mind is so much filled with unwholesome, it will appear, it will be exhibited, it will be seen in the face also. So simple it is. The same way when a person who is full of loving kindness, compassion, his face also, it looks so pleasing, it's so appealing, so loving, so kind, so pleasant. One should understand the importance of the greatness of the mind. Then only you will understand this path of purifying the mind, making the mind great, making the mind more mature. If you don't understand this importance of the power of the mind, magnanimity of the mind, again and again, that is what is actually one of the basic things in right view. Right view is not about developing the body. Here I see many Westerners here, they come here, they're completely focused on body. I don't say it is completely bad, but there is one more extreme way of people who are who completely religious, they completely ignore body, they completely ignore mind. Simply they say that they are surrendered to some supreme soul or Paramatma or something like that. That is one more extreme. Or say some God or some Father or heaven or something like that. That is one more extreme. Such people also they ignore mind. And these body-centered people also they ignore mind. This is the problem with these extreme views that is very much seen in the world. Either people are so extremely body-centered, or some people are extremely this other world or other this supreme soul or are completely ignoring the body by depending on some other external force. So one has to come out of these extreme views. One has to look into one's own mind, develop one's own mind. The mind contains everything. Life after the heavens, the hells, the Brahmic, all the 31 planes. The mind contains the body, the nature, the matter, everything also. Once you start working on the mind, you will start exploring all these things. How the mind has an impact on the body and the nature and each and every particle in this world, in this universe, and how the mind has an impact in the future about the different planes in this existence, the future life, past life, how the mind is the storehouse of all these things. Everything you will come to know if you start working on the mind. So understand the importance, magnanimity, greatness of the mind. Then only you will develop that liking, that interest to work on your mind. You don't understand the magnanimity of the mind. In different possible ways I am explaining. Then you can't understand its impact on the hair, its impact on the body, its impact on the nature, its impact on the universe, the world. How Buddha could transform billions of divine beings, the Brahma beings, with the mind only, right? With the metta means like what? It is the purified mind. In this discourse, what you have heard. How he could tame such a ferocious animal, forget about humans and divine beings. Even the animals, their body is so rough and so tough. He could tame such bodies also with his superior mind. What after all is one's own body, his own body. He could tame an animal's body by taming that animal's mind. What after all is his body, his hair? What is the power of the mind? Okay. Okay, we'll conclude with one small chanting. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa bhavatu sabba mangalam rakkantu sabba devata sabba buddhanubhavena sabba dhammanubhavena sabba sanghanubhavena sada swati bhavantu te sukhi bhaveyang nidduto aham nicha aham viya idacha me sukhi bhavantu majjata chatavedino mam hikam mante dhanne sattahontu sukhi sada tato parancharadjesu chakkavale sujantano sadhu 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 sukhi hontu.
Vandami Bhanteji.
Vandami.
Thank you.
Vandami Bhanteji.